Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know. It could happen. Anyway, this is Top Shelf News. This is my chance to talk about science fiction and fantasy, sometimes horror, as it relates mostly to books, but also to media. What's the latest news in these forms and in science fiction, fantasy, and horror? So anyway, without further ado, let's jump into it. All right, the first thing for me, I love the Demon Cycle. I've talked about it recently. It's in all kinds of lists for me. I just absolutely love it. I've called it my reading crack before. It's just so good. So it's Peter V. Brett. He's got a new book coming out in the essentially sequel series, and this is The Hidden Queen. So it's book 2 in the Nightfall Saga. So that could mean 3, it could mean many. The artist is Martina Fachkova. So hopefully I got that close to right. I apologize if I did not. I'll be honest, I was fine with the first book in this Nightfall Saga. It's fine. It's a pretty standard, I guess, cover for fantasy book. This one, like, it's well done. I can't really say that anything is really bad about it. It's an amazing artist creation. I have to give it that. But for me, it doesn't say let's read a new Demon Cycle book. I don't know. It's kind of just like Farm Boy. I don't know, like, and I get that that's kind of, I don't know what it is there, but I don't know, just almost like too modern. I don't know if is that what it is? Might be that. I'm thinking out loud here. I feel like it just doesn't work for me though. I don't love this new cover. I'm still gonna get it. That's not gonna stop me. I love this series. I need to read the series. I love the Demon Cycle though. But anyway, happy to promote it. I think they've done a good job. Speaking of Peter V. Brett, the other news is that the Demon Cycle is getting re-release covers, and they're very much featuring demons. They're featuring the bad guys. It's a great way to go with it. And so I think that's what makes a fantasy fan read a fantasy book, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I just feel like I just don't love the Hidden Queen cover. All right, huge news from Janny Wirtz. We've got a couple things. So first things first, Song of the Mysteries, we have a release date. So this is the final book, book 11 in the Wars of Light and Shadow, her epic masterpiece. It's amazing. Do it. Now's the time to jump in because the final book is going to be released May of 2024. So that's what the latest news is. I'm so excited for it. It's one of those series that it's so epic. It's so amazing. And this has been coming out for a long time now. I don't know how this series isn't more popular because it is amazing. It's just as epic as you can possibly get in fantasy. And the characters are just brilliant, just absolutely brilliant. And the writing is, I don't know what to describe it as other than it's poetic. It's literally, and Janny Wirtz is the artist for these books too. I mean, you can tell that an artist is crafting these words because she's just an artist down to her bones in every sense, every way. And speaking of that, there's going to be a re-release of and I didn't even realize this till now, Empire series. So the series that Janny Wirtz wrote with Raymond Feist, they're getting re-released. Book 1 has already been released by Grim Oak Publishing. There's another special edition coming up for book number 2, and again, Janny Wirtz will be the artist for them, and so just splendid. That's the way to go. And again, I'm slacking here apparently because I need to go figure out how to get a hold of the first book. It's hard when you miss the first one. These get expensive fast. Speaking of gorgeous covers, the Black Company has got a beautiful cover here. Midworld Press has released a brilliant limited run release of The Black Company by Glenn Cook. This is number 1 in the Black Company series. It's a pretty long series. The artist is Kai Carpenter, and absolutely I think it's brilliant, just absolutely brilliant, and I gotta have a copy. It looks so cool. And we've got, if you haven't heard already, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter by Brandon Sanderson. This is coming out. It's got a tour release, it's got a UK release, so we've got US release, tour release, because if you have it, otherwise it's through the Kickstarter, that's kind of how it's first been published. And so, but Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, it's the 3rd book of the secret projects. And so I've been a little harsh, and I was corrected. I appreciate it. I don't know if they want to be named or at all, but I have a good source that has corrected me, and I was a little harsh on those people wanting to have kind of a spoiler-free experience with the secret projects. And so I have to issue a bit of a retraction, a bit of an apology here. It's not too much because I still have those feelings, so don't get me wrong here. But I have been informed, and that's what's important. But essentially, one of the things that Sanderson himself promised was that people could have this kind of experience where they just they do the Kickstarter, and then they just start getting the books, and everything's just a complete surprise. But as we know, the internet exists. They're also getting published like right after with Tor Publishing or whoever in other countries. So clearly they're going to have other productions. Then this whole thing was just a massive, like, it was so massive that it had a huge slowdown for the first half of the year for any of the projects, and so everybody was getting their books way late. Essentially, then the books were then coming out from the publishers before then the secret projects were coming out from the Kickstarter. So of course you're eventually not gonna be able to have that experience if you wanted it to just be completely, just have a complete new experience. You get the box, you open it up, oh hey, here's the book I'm reading now. So I get that. I understand that people who were promised that would like to continue to expect that, but it does, especially, it's like if you go on the internet at all, you got to know that you're going to get some spoilers, and I feel like the only spoiler that has been given is the title of the book. And again, I firmly stand behind that there really is no spoiler between the title of the book, reading that, and reading the rest of the book. You're going to go in that order. The gap between that can't possibly matter. But I do understand why people would be, I guess, a little frustrated. To take it out on anyone online, is it more Sanderson's fault? Probably. Yeah. I mean, we're just promising that when it's like probably not even doable. But I'm going to stick with that. I get it. Speaking of which, there's a little bit of drama with the new cover for the UK Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, because it doesn't really match the prior like covers in all the Cosmere, which would be frustrating. Sanderson addressed this, and I think he's doing his best, but at the same time, so they kind of were like, he kind of says, oh, we realized we needed an update, that kind of thing. I don't know if that, like a modern update, I don't, like the other ones were fine. Maybe I'm too old to be able to make that decision, to make that call. So essentially, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter is going to be the only Cosmere book in the UK that just doesn't match the rest of the books, which is frustrating, but here's the deal. That's what publishers do. And what they expect you to do is then buy all the rest of them that they start releasing previously. I mean, that's what they do. It's frustrating. I wish they wouldn't. I'm just saying, Sanderson kind of is in his message was kind of like, I tried to push for this. I don't know if they went with it. What else can I do? And he can't. I mean, I don't know. I doubt he can do much. And that's the thing. That's what they do. That's what they always do. We can call them on it. We can say, hey, come on. Like, do you really need to do it that way? Because they know collectors. They know collectors it will bug to their very soul, and they'll have to then purchase more books. Everyone else will kind of go, okay, at least I get the book. So I get it. I know it. I'm onto it. It's clear what they're doing. Like, I don't think they have like really the fans in mind. They have the money in mind, and they're there to make money. I get it. So, but it is frustrating, and it is like, okay, if you've done everything up to this point, why wouldn't you keep doing it? It's because they want you to spend more money. That's why. All right, finally, my last bit of book news here. It's been pretty much all book news. There's just going to be one little bit of media news, and that's it. Book news, Disquiet Gods by Christopher Rocchio. This is book 6 in the Sun Eater series. It's the first of the Bane books, right? Because the first 5 were published. Who was it? Is it Del Rey? Anyway, I'll put it up there. Editing Bryce Nizzle. I like it. I think they, at least they got the same artist, so it matches the rest of the books. Anyway, they're doing a great job, I think, so far. We'll see if the binding part's going to be the really hard part, because I doubt they're going to be able to perfectly match the other books, at least binding wise. As I understand it, it's hard enough for a publisher just to kind of like match spines up and stuff like that in a series that they have full control over, let alone like a whole different publisher. It's possible, and I'm sure they know what they're doing better than I do, that's for sure. So anyway, the artist Kieran Yonner. So that's so cool though that they got the same artist, trying to keep things as consistent as possible. I think, again, hats off to Bain and good work there. It's a great series. I need to get back into it. Just been following it though, and Rockio, he's great on just interviews and stuff. His knowledge of science fiction and fantasy is vast, and I love that. And so that's really cool. Anyway, he's fun to listen to. Has his own YouTube channel as well, so definitely check that out. All right, finally in media news, this is a pretty much no-brainer. You already know it, but thought I'd point it out because there really wasn't a lot of media news that I found that interested me this week. But Ahsoka is coming out August 23rd, so it's really right around the corner, just a couple weeks away. I have high hopes for this one. Mostly, it's a spin-off of The Mandalorian. Even though Book of Boba Fett was a little disappointing, it was still fine, even though it was really, I mean, I guess spoiler, Mandalorian 2.5. It was still pretty good. Ahsoka, she was one of the highlights, I thought, of The Mandalorian Season 2, and so I'm excited for the spin-off. My girls are just like, they love, I mean, just, it's so cool. What a cool character. And I think Rosario Dawson is just doing an amazing job. So I have high hopes. I'm hoping this is on the level of The Mandalorian, at least seasons 1 and 2, and this keeps going. So anyway, that's been my news for the week. There are ebook deals and whatnot below. I always like to include those every week. I do have some plans for the rest of the week. I'll release a short, should be out tomorrow, and then I have a book review scheduled for Thursday. It's already filmed, already posted, already ready to go. Well, I already uploaded, I should say, to YouTube, and it is a book review. I've been saying I need to get some more book reviews going. And the hint that I can give you is that it is in my series of what not to read. And if you are paying attention a little bit, you may know and may be able to at least guess what author this is. And so anyway, I have fun with it. So anyway, thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. And we'll catch you later. Bye.